Restaurants and tap rooms can resume serving to in-person customers this weekend with one big caveat: it has to be outdoors. Dining indoors is off limits for at least another 3 weeks, but local establishments are trying to do what they can to bring in business, including a tap room in Robbinsdale. Reporter Sonia Goins takes us there.
The Wicked Wort brewing staff are labeling crowlers for to-go sales and getting the patio ready to open for the first time in weeks.
We already have our fire pits out there. They're gas fire pits, so they'll have those going.
In Minnesota in December.
We're from Minnesota, so it's like sit outside and drink a beer. It's like whatever.
Owner Steve Carlisle says there's plenty of craft beer to go around.
We got bottles of the Winter Warmer left, really good. One lady said it was Christmas in a cup.
Carlisle is excited for business to pick up, even if it's just on the patio.
It's going to be a good weekend. I mean, we're really going to push and see what we can do.
Under the governor's executive order, bars and restaurants can open the patio for up to 100 people or at 50% capacity. Tables are limited to 4 people, and they have to be spaced 6 feet apart.
You know, people want to come out and enjoy it. We have heaters for most of the tables out there and drink a beer and dress nice and warm.
He says business suffered during the first and second indoor dining shutdowns.
It started out a little rough because I thought that we could leave all of our staff on, but then we ended up getting rid of some of the people, but not everybody. We did keep a good chunk of our staff.
The Robbinsdale Taproom also lost money on events and parties.
We had a lot of events planned, and they all went away. That's a bummer.
They changed their business model to cut down on utility costs.
The lights are off, the units are shut off at night. We do everything we can to shut this place down, and it is black here at night.
The family-owned brewery is hoping the lights and laughter return this weekend as people come out to the popular Robbinsdale Taproom.
We're going to keep it as upbeat as we can because that's the way it's been so far, and as long as we keep that going, it's all good.
In Robbinsdale, Sonia Goins, CCX News.
Other venues that plan to open their outdoor space this weekend include Pig Ate My Pizza in Robbinsdale and Loose Line Brewing in Plymouth. If there's one positive to the pandemic, it's more people getting outside and experiencing nature, and that includes more people fishing. But there's a warning that comes with it this time of year. Delane Cleveland joins us on Medicine Lake in Plymouth with more.
Hi, I'm Delane Cleveland in Plymouth on a very frozen Medicine Lake. With all of the indoor entertainment options shut down, more people are getting outside. But the Minnesota DNR has a few tips to make sure that you stay safe if you go out on the ice this winter.
Float coats are available. There's buoyant snow pants, so have a piece of buoyant gear before heading out on the ice. And then I also have ice picks with me. These will help should you fall through to pull yourself up.
The DNR says even though it's December, not all ice across the state is safe. Experts recommend people bring a chisel and a tape measure to check the ice thickness. You need at least 4 inches of clear, solid ice before stepping foot on it. But the DNR stresses that there's risk involved every time people venture onto frozen water.
There have luckily been no fatalities on the ice this year, but there have been a lot of very close calls, a lot of scary situations, and a lot of those happen when people are pushing the ice too early and heading out much too early.
For a full list of ways on how to stay safe on the ice, the DNR has a list on their ice safety page. We have a link to that on our website at ccxmedia.org. In Plymouth, Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
Stargazers are in for a heavenly treat. As Neil Persley reports, it's a night sky occurrence that astronomers say hasn't happened in nearly 400 years.
Wintertime is a great time for sky watching. On a cold winter's night when it's clear and there's no clouds, the stars are amazing. And there's an event coming up that you don't want to miss, and you can start watching for it right now.
When we look up at the solar system in the night sky, it's just like the hands of a clock. Venus takes 7 months to go around the sun, while the Earth takes a year, Mars takes 2 years. Well, Jupiter takes 12, and Saturn takes 29. And when Jupiter catches up with Saturn, it will pass it in the sky, and that's what we're seeing.
It's being called the Great Conjunction, and it's been 400 years since Jupiter has been this closely aligned with Saturn from the Earth's point of view.
They're only going to be 0.1 degree apart, so if you have a telescope or even binoculars, you'll be able to distinguish two dots, but with your eyes, you might just see them as one.
The official day of the conjunction is December 21st, but the two planets have been moving closer together all this year. And right now is a good time to go out and just after sunset, look for the two neighboring planets on the western horizon.
I'm encouraging people to look right now because you don't want to wait until the 21st. And if it's cloudy, you'll think you've missed it. They are approaching each other right now. And just to see them this close is pretty cool. And actually to see them get closer over the next few days is even better.
Often when the conjunction occurs, it happens too close to the sun for it to be observable. It is likely that the last time anyone saw these two planets this close was the year 1226, about 800 years ago.
Around 5 o'clock, it's going to be dark enough for you to start to see the stars come out. And one of the first ones you'll see is Jupiter. So look off to the southwest, off to where the sun sets, and a little bit more towards the south, and you see a bright star there. And as it gets darker, you see another star right next to it. And that's going to be Saturn.
Ron has organized virtual star parties on the Jackson Middle School website, and I'll have links to that on our website. In the backyard, Neil Persley, CCX News.
The high school season is over, and it's time to name the CCX All-Area Football Offense for 2020. We'll begin at quarterback, and Cooper's talented signal caller number 7, Joe Russell. The junior threw for 1,400 yards and 12 touchdowns in 7 games, completing 67% of his passes. He also ran for 2 scores.
Steps around it, Russell down the sidelines, going to go in for the touchdown.
Rec quarterback number 2, Charlie Ricks, helped lead the Mustangs to a 6-1 record this fall. The junior can both run and pass and threw for 11 touchdowns against just 2 interceptions, while also rushing for 6 TDs. Our talented and deep backfield includes Champlin Park's number 23, Sean Shipman. Shipman averaged 117 yards rushing per game this season while scoring 7 touchdowns. The All-Metro North District selection will play college football next year at Division I St. Thomas. Tutino Grace running back number 22, Hunter Carlson, had a monster year for the Eagles.
And Carlson breaks free.
In just 6 games, Carlson rushed for 1,190 yards and 13 touchdowns. He averaged nearly 8 yards per carry and also caught 17 passes for 245 yards.
He'll walk in for the touchdown.
Osseo's number 4, Kenny McKenzie, led the Orioles in rushing this season. The senior totaled 934 all-purpose yards and scored 12 touchdowns. McKenzie was an All-Metro North District selection. Like the rest of his team, Maple Grove's number 4, Nate Elms, was just starting to hit his stride when the Crimson season was shut down due to COVID-19.
Elms with a huge hole up the middle.
The fullback was converted from quarterback. In his final 2 games, Elms totaled 237 yards and 3 touchdowns. Now to our wide receivers, and Wayzata's number 11, Julian Diedrich.
He breaks a tackle in midfield.
The junior caught 37 passes this season, averaging over 19 yards a catch. Diedrich scored 6 touchdowns and was named All-District in the Metro West.
Diedrich into the end zone.
Cooper's number 3, Dante Williams, led the Hawks in receptions, yards, and touchdowns this season. The junior caught 33 passes for 529 yards and 4 TDs. Benilde St. Margaret's wide receiver, number 19, Johnny Woodford, led the Suburban Red District in receiving yards with 550. Woodford scored 7 touchdowns in 6 games for the Red Knights and is being recruited by the University of North Dakota. Our tight ends are as talented as they come. Tutino Grace's number 16, Joe Alt, is a monster of a man at 6'8", 275 pounds. The senior was a dominant blocker and team leader who also caught 17 passes in 5 games while playing another game at offensive tackle. Cooper's number 11, Jackson Howard, is a physical tight end who dominated opponents in the run game and was a matchup problem for defenders.
Looking for Howard, and he's got it.
Howard caught 16 passes, 2 of them for touchdowns. Now to the offensive line on Wayzata tackle number 77, Tyler Magnuson. The 6'6", 270-pound lineman, Magnuson was named second-team All-Metro and will play college football at Syracuse. Armstrong left tackle number 56, Delano Fields, was an All-Suburban Blue District selection this fall. The Falcons senior was the team's most physical lineman. Number 70, Maple Grove senior Jason Lalaberti was a first-year starter at tackle who did a great job of caving in sides on run blocks while also adept at pass blocking. Lalaberti's teammate number 69, Cade Holmgren, was a solid offensive guard for the Crimson. Moved from defense after last season, Holmgren was physical and led Maple Grove in pancake blocks. Hopkins number 78, A.J. Torfin, played left guard for the Royals. Head coach John Den Hartog calls Torfin one of the best linemen he's coached in the past 30 years. Torfin was named second team All-Metro. Our center is Osseo's number 57, Zach Napla. The 265-pound senior was a consistent blocker for the Orioles who led the team in pancake blocks. Napla was an all-district pick in the Metro North. Finally, the kicker for our offense is Providence Academy's number 31, J.P. Ludke. The senior had a tremendous leg who blasted 14 kickoffs out of the end zone while missing just one field goal or extra point all season. And that's our team, the 2020 CCX All-Area Offense. To view the defense, please go to our website at ccxmedia.org. John Jacobson, CCX Sports.